This is the Transformers Walmart exclusive retro packaged Headmaster Autobot Brainstorm. Now out here in Manila, we do not have Walmart stores. Kind of sucks. So, funny story, I had to pick this one up from a fellow collector, from a local Transformers Facebook community page. He already had several Brainstorm figures. He actually had a couple. He had the Takaratomi Legends Brainstorm, and he preferred that version over this one, considering most of his Headmasters were the Legends format or the Legends version. So he decided to let this one go for about $36. But the price of a Voyager class figure out here in Manila. And I was like, okay, that's actually quite a steal, because nobody is selling Brainstorm on his own. If you wanted to get Brainstorm, most collectors or most Facebook hobby shops or hobby shops in general would sell this one as a set of 4. You had to get the entire wave. They didn't want to let Brainstorm go because apparently out here in Manila, everybody just wants Brainstorm. Nobody wants Mindwipe, Hardhead. Thankfully, he was willing to let it go for a decent price. And again, funny story, I found out when we actually met that we went to the same university together. And even funnier, we graduated the same year. So we were batchmates. He majored in communications. I majored in the humanities with a minor in Hispanic studies. And it was funny, we never met on campus, despite being in the same batch. Anyway, here's a quick look at the packaging. Lots of nostalgia with this. I mean, when I grew up, this was how Transformers were packaged. They had the tech specs, not as cool as this one. It was just one bar like that, and you needed a decoder strip, like a red colored sellotape or film that you had to put over so that you could see the the sort of chart. The blue markings indicators of his strength, his intelligence, speed, and firepower. So that was pretty cool back in the day. And here is Brainstorm out of packaging, and we're going to start in vehicle mode because he's packaged in vehicle mode. He does come with his Headmaster Arcana, so it's pretty cool. I believe this is the Takaratomi mold, not the Hasbro mold, so they repainted that one. Both Takaratomi and Hasbro do share the same mold for the robot mode, so no change there, just the paint apps and colors. This one looks absolutely fantastic. I believe this is the most toy accurate version of Brainstorm, and he does come with his blaster. Okay, the blaster comes, you can plug it in right there. Very nicely stored right there underneath, and it forms like part of his weapon in vehicle mode. The Headmaster Arcana, you can put him in a seated position. You can put him here in the cockpit. In G1, Brainstorm was a Cybertronian jet, but for the Generations line, he is basically a heavy redeco, retool of the Blur mold, the Titans Return Blur, and as such he's more of like a speeder, I guess Star Wars speeder, more than a interstellar Cybertronian starship, but still it looks great. The amber colored clear plastic harkens so much to how it was colored back in G1. Even the grayscale, the off-white color right here, this, I don't know if this is baby blue teal color, really goes back to G1. Now for some size comparison, just so you have an idea of how big he is in vehicle mode, here is Legends or Titans Return Windblade. So he's pretty hefty for a deluxe class. So transformation, in vehicle mode he does roll very nicely. I forgot to mention that. Remove the figure and collapse the hands, fold up the legs to form the head sculpt. I'm going to detach the side pieces right here. Okay. And then this seat right here, fold it up like that. You see you got a placeholder for an Autobot faction symbol, which they did not do, so you got to get stickers for that instead. Go ahead and spread those arms. Unfold this piece right here. You can remove it if you want to. I mean, it does form like a shield and a vehicle. It's sort of like a corny vehicle for the Headmaster. Like, it's really more of a shield or a battle shield weapon you can attach to the arm of Brainstorm. Go ahead and unpeg or open up the legs and fold them down like this. Close them back up. Fold the toes just like that. Oh, before you close this one up, this one will fold inside just like Blur's. And fold up, peg those shoulders, peg them right here. And then I guess the wings can stay like that. And this one's gonna fold down like that. And then the arms, slide it out, slide it back, and then fold it back. If you try to just fold it back, it feels like you're gonna break it. So, well, actually you can do it. They must have fixed that. The previous versions for Blur and the, I guess, Walgreens Brainstorm, I could not for the life of me bend it. Even the Takara Tomy version, I had to slide it and then fold it back. But I guess now you can do it easily. That's interesting. That's a running change, I guess, that they've put on this one. So plug this one in, just like that. The shield, can plug it in right here. And then the blaster, just plug it in right there, and there he is in robot mode. Very cool. And like I said, this is the most toy accurate version, I believe, that we've gotten from this mold of Brainstorm. If you're interested to know, you check out my other reviews. I did review the Takara Tomy version of this mold right here. I have a video on my channel, you can go check it out. It's the head sculpt, you can clearly see it's the same, the blaster's the same. The only thing missing is really the target master. I was not able to review the Walgreens version. For some reason I didn't bother getting it since I already had the Takara Tomy version. And you clearly see there's a different head sculpt on this figure, and the green that they used versus this one. This one is a little bit more on the blue side. This one is a little bit more on the green side. I don't know, the camera's not picking it up accurately, but I guess you know what I'm saying. This was the Thrilling 30. It wasn't as accurate as these two others, but the only thing that this version did really well, or I think it got right, are the two guns, because the old G1 toy did have two blasters with those fins, which the new generations figures do not have. And here's that G1 toy, something I never had. One of the figures I also wanted when I was a kid, growing up as a kid, but I could never get. It wasn't available. Transformers weren't widely available here in Manila back in the 80s, and we had to get them in Hong Kong, in the US, in Canada. And look at this, even the tempos that they've put on this version of Brainstorm, it really mimics the stickers that the old G1 toy had. So that is uncanny. Very, very nice. Well done, Hasbro and Takara Tomy. Now, in terms of mold degradation, I wouldn't say there's a lot. The joints still feel pretty tight, considering that this is what, the fourth version of this mold, but the joints still feel as, you know, it was the first version of the mold. The hips, a little bit on the loose side, but not that loose. Shoulders, okay. Elbows, wrist, everything seems to be very tight for this figure. For some size comparisons, here he is with Studio Series 86 Voyager class Hot Rod, about the same size, and Earthrise or Kingdom RC. So he's a pretty big deluxe class figure with the Headmaster on. Some final thoughts on this figure. I think it's a great representation of the G1 character Brainstorm. The figure is going to get a 10 out of 10 for me. I was actually very pleased with this one. I love the colors, hardly any mold degradation. you get sort of like the best of both worlds. You get the colors of the Hasbro version, sort of. It's closer to the Hasbro version. And you get the Takara Tomy Headmaster. So I think it's a great pickup. If you've missed out on the previous 3 versions of this figure, you've got to pick this one up. And like I said, out of all the figures in the first wave of these retro packaged Headmasters, Brainstorm is the one that collectors are looking to get. So best of luck to everybody hunting this figure down. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the Walmart exclusive retro packaged Autobot Brainstorm, or Headmaster Brainstorm. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.